Hello, hello, and good morning, beautiful people of the internet. Hello, not delusional, El Desare, Broad Metalluck 2, Eagledub, and Despotsini. That's right, it is an early slurgy, and I understand if people are here in spirit, but maybe not entirely in mind. Iowa, hello, hello, hola, bonjour. Welcome one and all. So, in a maybe unexpected twist of fate, I was gonna still, last stream, I was gonna hop on over to the beta branch. But the streak continues. We are now 1-7 in a row on Ascension 10. Doing randoms. I don't know. We're gonna keep playing on this branch until the streak splats. I wanna see how far I can take it. I don't know, again, it's a game that is in flux, so it's a little bit who cares, but I don't know how many people have had this many W's in a row on this patch. Anyone? Maybe, probably, but I don't know. Not that I'm aware of, so I'm gonna see how far I can go. Took the day off yesterday. It was an extremely nice day outside. You will still see, as the sun comes up, snow in the background, but it was like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, let's see, to my people who don't, yeah, it's like 26.6 degrees Celsius. That's right, there's still snow on the ground, but that was the high temperature yesterday. Crazy. All right, so we got the Chad, the Iron Chad. And not the most exciting starting options. Remove a card, random rare card, and 2 random relics. Random rare card. Get rid of the multiplayer cards, I guess. Random rare card might be okay. I feel like random rare card for Ironclad is still probably pretty good. There's a handful of rares that are like only good if you get them around this point in the run. For example, Primal Force. You just remembered it was supposed to snow last night. You might be shoveling in spirit soon. Oh no, that's not what you want. That's not what you want. But yeah, some of the other cards, I don't know, they're not that exciting, but they might be something we can make use of. Okay. Removing one card is kind of less exciting. When your deck is still all strikes and defends. The long-term prospect of removing one from the perspective of infinites, I think, is obviously very good in this version of the game. But Ironclad does have a lower threshold or lower barrier to being able to find an infinite than the other characters, considering cards like Second Wind are really good. You want them anyway. They're going to get rid of the non-attacks. So as long as you just remove the strikes, and then there's still cards like Stoke and, True Grit, whatever. So you can still trim down your deck and maybe don't even need to, right? You might can get an infinite light or something that is just a good combo, and that can be good enough. Scataboosh, hello, good morning. EU friendly, that's right. So I'm leaning towards the rare card. And I kind of like what looks like, with the question marks, this could be 3 hallway fights, which would be the 3 easy hallway fights before a shop. Seems kind of good. And then there's options to potentially do late act elites before fighting Phantom. Seems all right. Seems all right. Let's do the random rare card. Offering. It's a very good card. Excellent. What if we never finish this one? Then we keep going. All right, so there's an interesting question of, is it worth playing the Offering in the fight against the Fuzzy Worm Crawler? And I suspect that it's not. You missed Battle Brothers already? Well, there will be a return to Battle Brothers someday. Have no fear. Have no fear. You've been getting demolished on the beta branch on silent. Little mistake seems to snowball much harder. Yeah, that seems probably correct. I'm gonna avoid playing the offering, at least on this turn. Let's see how that ends up treating us. So if we do a strike, we'll get him down to 21, which is not finishable by those cards. 2 strikes would put him down to 12, which then may finish him. So then I'd take 8. So I took 1 and then 8, so 9 points of damage. Well, let's see if we can keep it to taking 4 at the moment. So then, if I play the offering, we take 10, but then the fight is over. Hit him with a strike, we'll put him down to 15. We know we're gonna draw 1 strike. I'm still gonna greed this. I think we don't play the offering. Okay. That probably came out pretty close to playing the offering or not. Right, we took 7. You're playing the beta branch silent and it's good fun. The new prepared is very, just prepare. They made it no longer past tense. It's now future tense. You can basically pick all cards that draw prepareds and a few slide cards for efficiency, then literally anything that kills enemies. I mean, that's kind of how you play it in this version. Okay, Forgotten Ritual is pretty good with the offering if we were to upgrade it. Right, because then the Forgotten Ritual is very likely to be in the hand. Offering, when you upgrade it, goes to draw 5 cards. Then we basically get to play everything. Seems pretty good to me. Armaments is always fine. Perfected Strike is always fine. It's like early damage / early block. But I think I'm gonna lean towards the Forgotten Ritual because of the offering. Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Prepare is definitely like a different card. You take differently for different reasons. I agree with that. I agree with that. All right. Colorless cards can be pretty sweet. Let's see. Let's try it. Okay. I actually like all of these. I think I'd lightly... thinking Fasten. Yeah, exactly. Fasten can carry elites. I think I'm barely leaning towards Fasten because I think it gives more short-term power. Seeker Strike is a potential, like, important card, I think, on this deck. Because it chooses one of 3, it chooses the 3, like, randomly. But when you have a small deck, it can grab things like Offering. Which can be pretty good, right? Fulio, good afternoon, EU Slurgy and the boys. That's right. Afternoon for some, morning for others. Yeah, Fasten's a good card. Fasten's a good card. When our only blocks at the moment are defend, you know, making those block for 10, pretty good. I feel like, yeah, I've been an advocate for Fasten on, like, Silent. And I feel like if I'm going to be an advocate for Fasten on other characters and other situations, which I have been in the past, I feel like there's no other situation quite like this one on Ironclad, even though I think this card's less good on Ironclad. All right, I'll probably just eat the egg. The problem with adding the Burdonus egg is that you gotta wait for it to hatch. And it's a good card, but 7 max HP is an awful lot. Alright, should just take 2 in this fight. Yeah, 7 max HP and an upgrade. I mean, basically, right? Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. It's a good way of thinking about it. Molten Fist, Thunderclap, Havoc. Molten Fist is a nice, just like, attack common that does not get in the way. Havoc also totally fine. Havoc can work with Forgotten Ritual and other things like that. I'm probably barely leaning towards the Havoc. Plague Bird. Caca! Oh man, and the Dancing Crab. Crab Rave. Molten Fist is just like a nice card though. Same with Thunderclap, like we'd like some AoE at some point. Doesn't have to be that card specifically, but that one certainly does work. I'm gonna grab the Havoc. So we're at 69, nice. Hit points. Upgrading a random card maybe is a little bit better, where we're like upgrading the Fens feels still like a pretty nice card. So that means it's only basically like a 1 in 3 chance of whiffing by hitting a strike, and even that's not terrible. It's a good one. So is it worth losing 6 max HP to upgrade another one? I don't think so. Maybe it would have been better still just to heal, because max HP is pretty valuable. I'm not sure. So here, an upgrade on Fasten eventually I think is pretty nice, but I think because of the Forgotten Ritual, I'm leaning towards just upgrading Offering. The baby fights are over. So let's upgrade Offering. Drawing more cards, very good. And I don't think I'm gonna go towards the shop. 114 gold. I don't know. That doesn't seem quite worth. So I'm gonna scoop over to the right side. And then there's some nice options to maybe take elites before fighting Phantom. The deck's not very good against Phantom right now. Still need a lot before we get there, but we've got plenty of time. Oh no, we've become so small. And I think probably don't need to play the Offering. Should be able to heal from this fight. Well, I guess now we need to play the Offering. I'm not gonna use a potion here. So this will do 11. Damn. Well, look at all this energy. We can attack for days. All right, Grapple, True Grit, Body Slam. Body Slam kind of seeming a little okay with the Fasten. True Grit also not bad. I think one of these two. Both much better upgraded. Both really need an upgrade. The problem with a card like Forgotten Ritual and like True Grit is that you really don't need the energy unless you also had card draw to go with it. So Forgotten Ritual is really the pairing with Offering here. Even on a turn where you play Havoc, unless you've got like Bash in hand, Forgotten Ritual is kind of a dead card. So I don't think there's like actually any True Grit Forgotten Ritual interplay. Not really. I'm gonna go with Body Slam. It's not nearly as good as Inspire 1, but it's still a good card. Let's see. This fight could end up pretty nasty. Makes me lean towards playing the attack pot. We didn't get a potion last fight, and we had both, so our potion chain should be pretty good. I might just do Unrelenting because it's the one that's going to do the most damage. It's just that simple. And I wonder if it's best to attack the Slithering Strangler. I bet it is. Because once this Leaf Slime is the only one alive, it's a little bit of a who cares. Yikes. So maybe we should have gone for the Leaf Slime. This is a pretty bad draw, though. Now we don't have to play the Offering, but a bit of a yikes. Okay, not gonna play the Offering. The way this has gone so far almost makes Offering look like a bad card. I promise it's not. I promise it's not. I'm not a big Shrug stan, like I think some people are. However, I don't mind card draw with what we've got going on now. I don't mind Shrug with a Body Slam in the deck already. I think it's pretty okay. A pair! Something nice and delicious. So how bad would fighting 2 elites and 2 late act hallway fights be? Maybe kind of bad on the HP pool. I guess 3 late act hallway fights, right? But this one, we could deviate depending on how it goes. Might make the most sense to go here. And if the fight goes really well, maybe we get a really good potion. We can, or like good potion, good card, maybe we can scoop around and fight the 2 elites. Otherwise, I feel like that might be a little bit too dicey, which is fine because we can deviate and kind of do something different from there. So I'm gonna go towards that left hallway fight. And let's blap the old Shrinker Beetle. Let's fasten before we Havoc. Hey. Alright, let's Shrug to put it in the draw pile and play Offering. Okay, want to find our Forgotten Ritual. Got it. So now we have 1 billion energy. That's right, I counted 1 billion. So the strikes will go back to doing 6 damage when we hit with the bash. Which still means, yeah, it's a lot of strikes to do, but I guess it's probably still the play. Fuzzy Wormcrawler's being kind of a jerk. But it's a good thing we fastened up. So now, can play the strength pot to not take 10. I think that's worth. And I think that put us in a weaker spot where I'm going to scoop to the right. Could grab armaments and upgrade it at the fire. I think that's pretty all right. The deck is pretty bad against Phantom at the moment still, and I feel like an upgraded armaments makes it a lot smoother. Let's do that. Honorable mention for Fasten. You would kill with 3 strikes? Yes. Yep, because we were 2 damage short. I did the defend bash. Didn't have to play that potion. Nope, I think you're right, Scottaboosh. Had lethal and just straight up missed it. Yep. Because what was the hand? Was it defend body slam 3 strikes? And if I was 2 damage short, then yeah, the 3 strikes would have done it. Well, shit. Shit. Yeah. Use the potion for no reason. But good call. Good call. We have a lot of damage next turn. I think I'm actually going to play the defend here. Even though the Tangled is bad. We've got the Offering and Forgotten Ritual, right? So it's going to be a big body slam, I think is the way we're going to do it. So I'm just going to play the Fasten now. We know that's going to happen. And so can do 2 defense and then the body slam, which will hit for 28. It's going to be better than the bash body slam and then taking a bunch of damage. Yeah, that's a nice draw next turn. Okay. Pommel Strike and Taunt are both here. I like both. I think I'm going to go with the Pommel Strike. We could use another attack card. I like things that draw us cards. Taunt is nice, but I'm going to go with the Pommel Strike. Perfected Strike also probably pretty okay, but starting to lose its long-term appeal. Alright, I'm going to Armaments the Pommel Strike. I think there's just a couple cards we really want to find. So I think I like that better than doing like Armaments Bash or Bash Pommel Strike. And let's block it out. Let's block it out. Alright, Offering is here. We play it. Let's fasten up. See what this draws. Alright, so we can defend, and then Havoc the body slam and do a strike. Or could just do... Nah, let's do this. It's actually going to be more damage, right? Lose the body slam. No longer in the deck for this combat. So here I might just do defend bash. Take 10. Oof. That's a bit of a rough draw. All right, let's pommel strike, see what we draw. All right, we're there. Look at us go. Look at us go. Centennial Puzzle is here. It's a very nice one. Ooh, boy. Infernal Blade, Pillage, Feel No Pain? Ooh. Okay. Not going with the Infernal Blade. It's either the Pillage or Feel No Pain. I like Pillage. Okay. What is Pillage's upgrade, actually? Is it just 9 damage? Okay. That's what I thought, but then I was like, not 100% sure. So could Shrug then Armaments? I'm kind of thinking about Armamentsing the Shrug. Pillage can work with Forgotten Ritual? It sure can. Ah. It's offering here. Play the Forgotten Ritual, see what we draw, and kill. Pillage can work with Forgotten Ritual, though I think actually technically, if we were to find enough removal, if Pommel Strike is just simply upgraded between Forgotten Ritual, Shrug, and Pommel Strike, once the Pommel Strike is upgraded, we actually already have technically a infinite right there. Between those 3 cards. But we would need to have played Havoc or something like that on the turn, obviously. I think this might be a skip. I don't think I want these. I'm leaning towards skip. I think skip. And is 44 hit points enough to beat Phantom? Man, it's... I actually kind of think it might not be. I think we could get a bad draw, like a bad initial shuffle, that sets us up to get hit by his initial big attack. And that could be a problem. We got the block potion, which is nice. But the deck doesn't have a ton of damage right now. I'd like to upgrade Fasten, but I think I'm gonna rest. 44 is maybe enough. I think in the average case it is, but I think we can protect against the bad draw. Yeah, you don't like Pillage into Phantom, but draw is draw. Yeah, because you can just grab a wound. All right, let's Havoc and see what we get. Oh my, okay. So one of the things about Centennial Puzzle, like picking that up after the offering is, well, what you just saw. Now this does lead to a pretty nice armaments here, huh? This is a pretty nice armaments. We're able to upgrade our fasten. Like that a lot. Like that a lot. This is actually, that's a pretty good opening. Despite sort of burning the Centennial puzzle. I mean, that's whatever. So let's play the Shrug. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just bash, fasten. Well, I don't know. Who cares about him being... Maybe it's just fasten. Let's see. Maybe I do still want to play a Shrug. And that's kind of just to get through the deck a little bit faster, so that when we do our, not next draw, but the one after, though it depends on these cards, we're able to get back to the upgraded ones. So would it make sense to do Pommel Strike or Pillage first? Okay, so now let's Pillage, because we know we're going to draw at least 2. Then we got an upgraded defend. Nice. That's kind of what I had in mind. Yeah, it turns out we probably didn't need to heal. However, it's still like, I mean, we still have to get through these slippery stacks, right? I'm gonna play the Shrug. Plap. Okay, finally got through the slippery stacks. Oh my, we found the wounds. And we're not gonna be able to do anything with Forgotten Ritual. Okay. God, what a kind of garbage draw. Maybe just defend, strike. Or maybe I... No, we don't care about playing the armaments that much. Let's do this, so that we can armaments the strike at least. We'll take a tiny bit of damage, but I actually think I'm okay taking 2 there to get the strike upgraded. Alright, Pillage, what are you going to find for us? Havoc. So that's how that works. Alright. Disappointing. I think I'm going to play the block potion here, so we can get both damage and block from it. Get a big slam and body. I don't know. This fight is still... I don't think the Shuffler's been terribly kind. I don't know that it's been terribly unkind. I think it's just... Yeah. So let's put the Pommel Strike back in the draw pile, and I'm going to play the Shrug to shuffle now. I want to kill him before his next big attack if possible. Let's see, so the strikes do 13. The Pillage will also do 13. We've got the Body Slam and then the unupgraded Pommel Strike. This one's unupgraded. So just kind of thinking about how much damage is in the draw pile and how much damage we need to do. He is vulnerable on this turn. And how many attacks versus non-attacks are there? More non-attacks. I'm gonna armaments here. Yikes. I think it's probably still the strike plus here. So if we don't play the strike plus, right, he's got 35 hit points. No longer vulnerable. We got 2 defense in the drop pile for the big attack. I think we strike here. Got him. All right. Woo! A little bit spicy. A little bit spicy. Pyre, Impervious, and Brand. Impervious and Brand, I think, are both actually quite good. Impervious, quite good. Non-controversial statement. Brand is so good with the Centennial puzzle. It is. It absolutely is. Brand also good from the perspective of getting us to our infinite state. Exhausting specific cards. Quite good. Even if it gave no strength, you take it. I mean, I think it's anytime you've got a rare that is situationally good for your deck, it's always competing against Impervious, which is just like always good. I think it's still Brand. I mean, I'm inclined to agree. The fact that we have the Centennial puzzle is a big factor in that decision for sure. What is the Brand upgrade? It just gives 2 strength. So the upgrade's kind of irrelevant. But I think the deck's quite happy to take the Brand. And Centennial Puzzle is a huge part of that. Huge part of that. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Contract signer? Why? Bad choice? Mistake. Yeah, don't sign a contract with devils and demons. Not a good idea. Luminescence is interesting. How does the deck feel about Luminescence? Feels okay about it. If we end up drawing our initial set of cards with Brand, we like it, versus Offering, where we maybe don't need it, but is that even true? Luminescence is not bad. Inspire 1, I was not a fan of Black Blood, though I've found it to be better. Inspire 2. We're facing the Insatiable. Orbus is your favorite ancient? I think mine is the horny lady in Act 3. She's pretty good. Let's see. Pour more coffee. You meant flavor-wise? Okay, fair enough. I think going to a shop is good. Thinking about the different elites. Infested Prism, I think, is tough, but fine. Bee-Lady is... I don't know. The old Entomancer, maybe a bit rough. Desicena Millipede, also pretty rough. Maybe the Forced Elite fight is asking too much out of the deck at the moment. Might be better to go this way. Could even go to this shop. But 4 question marks, reasonable chance of shop. Or some way of spending gold. I think the thing about Act 2 is there's a bunch of events where you can spend gold as well, right? So maybe if it's not a shop, I think a lot of those are pretty good ways of making good use of that resource we've been accumulating. I think I like the luminescence. I think I like that better than replacing Burning Blood with Black Blood. We may end up finding some other form of self-damage in addition to the brand, which draws cards. And we may find a dark ritual or something where luminescence is like doubly sweet. I'm gonna grab it. Oh, what does it upgrade to? Is there a way? Let's see. Yeah, it just gives an extra energy. All right. I was gonna say, it's not like a card you can upgrade from your deck, but Armaments can upgrade it. Which is kind of nice. All right, so let's pillage, because there's some things we want to try to find. That wasn't it. Okay. Well, that's still a fine opening. Alright, gonna draw 2 cards here. You also hate the Tea-Master? No, I love Tea-Master. I think Tea-Master's like a fun... pretty fun event. You always see him 1 room before the 4th shop? I mean, yeah. It can happen. Alright, I think I'm gonna brand away... I don't want to play the Shrug. I'm gonna brand away A Strike, I guess. And I'm gonna fasten Strike. Because I want to make sure we... Offering here. Yeah. And we're there. Bloodwall Plus? Do we like a Bloodwall Plus? I don't hate a Bloodwall Plus. I think in an opening hand, again, with like Centennial Puzzle and the fact that we took the Luminescence. It's the take 2 days event for you. I feel like I take that one least often. I feel like I usually find value in the other 2 options. I think the short-term benefit is usually worth. I have taken the take 2 days choice, but I think that's my least taken. I'd rather just spend the gold. Speaking of, here I'm pretty keen to do 2 strength for the next 5 combats. Does that make me want to consider deviating and going towards the elite? Or even to here than the elite? Right? Maybe makes me want to do that or that. The deck likes strength. At least at the moment. Starting strength anyway, at the start of a fight. I don't think 3 elites is likely to happen though. So thinking about the pool of elite fights, We're pretty bad against the Entomancer, the B-boy. And fine against the Prism, and pretty bad against Desicena Millipede. I think even with strength, all of the fights mean losing too many hit points. I think 3 elites is like not even close to possible. Even with this. Not even close. However, going to like 1 where we have a guaranteed into a shop with 175, I think is fine. Do you want to start doing some Carter moves? Can I at least go to here? Clang! Clang! So ultimate defend does count, by the way, as a defend for Fasten. Probably combine strikes though, because I don't want to remove the defense as much. And I think the deck is not going to find that many card removes. Choose 2 cards to remove. I'll choose these 2. All right, the Amalgamator. Thanks, Amalgamator. Pretty interesting decision here at this point, right? So we can go this way, we can go this way, and we can go this way. We really want to upgrade the Pommel Strike. Basically anything that like draws cards or but like Fasten and Pommel Strike. Right, those are the 2 we want to upgrade. So we got the 5 combats where we can have additional strength. The nice thing about the right side is this one is skippable depending on how we're feeling. This one is not. So I'm sort of debating between these 2 different routes. I'd like to do an upgrade before the elite fight, just to upgrade Pommel Strike. But I think an elite fight is a good idea, so still could be this way, but I guess I don't see the point in having it be that way, really. Except to upgrade Pommel Strike before Hallway Fight, which is totally fine. Maybe even pretty good. We'll have some gold, right, from the Elite and Hallway Fight, which might make going to this shop a good idea. I kind of like, again, going to the shop because I think Carter move pretty important. I just don't like the way this route looks afterwards, really. Gonna burn the Ember Tea a little bit here. It'd be kind of cute to go into the boss fight with that active, but I don't think there's a route where that's even possible, is there? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. It's a kind of an important decision. It's probably the most important decision of the run, actually, deciding which way to go here. Have two pretty good potions. Explosive Ampule would help quite a bit for Desicena Millipede, potentially. Have a good good amount of hit points right now. I'm gonna go to the right. I think I'm gonna follow this path. I wanna hit up this shop. The old thieving hopper. I might pillage before Brand and before Bash. That's kind of an interesting opening hand, actually. Right, because like we can play Forgotten Ritual after Luminescence, so we have like 1 billion energy. I don't know, maybe I play the Bash first then. Because the Brand will also draw cards. So maybe the extra, I don't know. It's just an extra 4 damage. I'm gonna play the Pillage first. Blood Wall. Okay. So do I Brand away the Defend? I think so. I think it'll be that. So we can Armaments here. So we can play the Forgotten Ritual. And can decide to not play the Luminescence Blood Wall. Could just play the Defend. Take 6, and probably another 6 from Offering, but then get through the fight cleanly. Might not be clean if we don't. Guess he could take Offering, because he's kind of a jerk. But I think I still like that better. Forgotten Ritual. Does he always grab a uncommon? Is that how that works? Might be how that works. Touch of Insanity. Uncommon or better, or colorless? Alright, let's take that back. And I think we skip here. We don't want any of these. Let's grab the Touch of Insanity over the Fish Oil. Alright. We've got ourselves an Infested Prism here. Let's see what Shrug draws. I'm gonna play the Touch of Insanity on the Bash. Play that on the Bash, then do the Pommel Strike. Blood Wall. Draws cards, blocks for a lot. I think I like that. Oh boy. Offering is here. So, and Pillage. So we got a lot of card draw. So Armaments could still upgrade Luminescence, but right now if we play Offering, we're not getting the full value from the draw. So would I rather have 1 draw or 1 energy? We'll end up with 4. It's awfully good. I think I want to find the draw, because I kind of want to find the Body Slam. Given how much... Yeah, okay. Forgotten Rituals here. Also. So let's Brand away. So pillage, draw cards until you find a non-attack card. Kind of good hits no matter how we do it, huh? Man, there's some... We have the fasten in hand, so these blocks are like 10 damage each. And we're gonna play the body slam. So actually I'm leaning towards playing the brand on the strike. And then the pillage. See if we find the armaments. I could maybe even play it on the Ascender's Bane. Alright, because we're going to gain an extra, 2 net energy from this. 6. I am going to do it on the Ascender's Bane. Disappointing. So now just defend, 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 body slam. Okay, these are 13 damage each. And these are 15, essentially. Plop. Slamming body. Sound like my wrestling coach? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Okay, let's Armaments Shrug, see what we draw. Certainly gonna Ultimate Strike. Probably just take 2. Deal 18. Not the best draw pile here. See what this draws us. Bound us a bash. Play 3 defends, and then I think we're golden. This fight went pretty well. I think this is the elite the deck is best suited to fight against, though. Stone Cracker. At the start of boss combats, upgrade 3. Yeah, this I like the way they changed this in the beta branch. Rupture is okay. Rupture is an okay card right now. We've got the Offering, we got the Brand, we got the Blood Wall. Not that exciting, but like fine. Doesn't get in the way of, you know, sort of self-exhausting from the perspective of getting the deck to infinite state, although it is still like a card that is drawn. I don't think we want a second body slam, though it's not terrible. I don't think we want it if the text isn't green and it doesn't have a plus sign, though. Headbutt is alright. I think headbutting, for example, like Havoc on top of the deck, situationally could be quite nice. We can headbutt something to specifically set up Pillage to draw an extra card. There's plays with headbutt. We could put Forgotten Ritual on top, situationally, where we could draw it with Pommel Strike or Pillage. So headbutt, kind of not bad. And the blue skip button is still here. 4 valid and reasonable options on screen right now. Body slam, I guess, less so. I'm gonna click the Rupture. I think a little bit of extra strength for the fight against the Insatiable might be good. And let's go to a shop. Let's go shopping. Thrash is here and on sale. Can afford card remove, strength pot Thrash. Removing a strike is pretty great right now. With the Centennial Puzzle and the Offering, the deck does cycle through fairly fast to get value from Thrash. Right? Thrash is one of those cards that the damage is poor in the first shuffle, but obviously can get really nice in the second time you play it. Actually, I guess there's a mechanical question I don't know the answer to. I don't think I've ever had Thrash hit Body Slam. Would it just add 0? Even if you add block? I don't know how that works. Does anyone know? Let's see. Someone surely have asked this question before. It adds the current damage of Body Slam. Oh my. All right. So Thrash will add the current damage of Body Slam. So that means Thrash could turn Body Slam into a double Body Slam that we do on the draw and keep no matter what our block value is. That seems pretty good. Balian2483, bonjour. Good morning. All right, I think I'm keen to grab it. I'm keen to grab it then. We've got a pretty good damage card here then. And might grab the flex pot because I do want to go up through here. And I think the next elite fight is going to be potentially really bad. So, speaking of things that are practically elite fights, see what Havoc hits. Blood Wall. Okay. May end up using the explosive ampule here. Maybe you won't need it though. We'll see. So we can do, we'll do the luminescence for sure. I don't think we're gonna have Thrash exhaust anything. We can kill here with like Bash, Body Slam, Strike. Again, they only take 9 damage per attack. Could use the explosive ampule to only need to do 2 attacks there, then we could do 2 attacks there, and I guess go through the fight without taking any damage. That might be worth. Plop. Here's a question. If I have Infernal Blade on silent, does it still make an Ironclad attack, or do you get a silent attack? You will get a silent attack. I'm pretty certain of that one. So we can do Thrash to kill that one. So we can hit this guy with a slamming body. And let's hit this one since he's buffing himself up. And just go for the kill there. Same thing with if you get creative AI on any other character, you'll just draw whatever the cards are for that character. Okay, and I guess won't have lethal next turn, which is kind of annoying. I guess if I play the brand, I will have lethal. No, I won't, because he can't even take that much damage. I'm an idiot. That's not how that works. He can only get hit by 2 attacks, so I'm going to play the offering. Alright, let's thrash him. Beetlejuice. Okay. Is another Pommel Strike worth adding to the deck? Maybe not. Again, I've talked about the interaction with like Pillage, Pommel Strike, Forgotten Ritual. You just need to play Pommel Strike after the Forgotten Ritual. So you do something like Forgotten Ritual. So for example, play Pommel Strike, draw these 2. Play Pillage to get Pommel Strike. Play Forgotten Ritual. Play Pommel Strike, grab Forgotten Ritual, Pillage. That's kind of how that one works. So you don't actually need the second Pommel Strike. Second Pommel Strike is still fine. But I don't think the deck wants it. I don't think the deck wants it. I don't think we want a second Havoc. And Rampage remains a bad card. Inspire 2. So, Warpaint. Upgrade 2 defends? Sure. So let's go here and, you know, we're still at 69 nice hit points. So let's upgrade something. And I've been leaning towards upgrading either Fasten or Pommel Strike. Still inclined to do that. Could even upgrade Rupture, it's not terrible. I kind of feel like the most important thing for this deck is to just get through it. So I think I'm leaning towards upgrading the Pommel Strike over the Fasten, even though I think the Fasten upgrade is still good. But Pommel Strike a much better card when it turns green. Okay, so we got the old Descent Millipede. So let's Blood Wall, see what we draw. And I'm gonna Havoc here, I think. Rupture, okay. So we got the Luminescence. So looking at the draw pile, we've got a couple different sources of energy. Got the Armaments brand. It's kind of an interesting call on how to play the rest of this turnout. I think I'm still going to play the Pommel Strike, though. Here next is what me intuition says is correct. And I'm not going to use like a flex spot or anything. And let's attack the one that's buffing. Alright, so then I think Luminescence and then just Fasten Defend. Alright, so they're currently hitting us for like a lot. 16 plus 12. 28. Yeah, we want to get the Fasten in play. Still have a few defends in the draw pile. Let's make them good. Okay. May end up having a flex pot turn here, potentially. Let's play the offering, see what we draw. Leaning towards playing the Pillage right now. We know we're going to draw at least 2 cards. Although the other way of doing it would be to shrug. and make the Thrash number higher. This is another interesting turn, actually. Right, so we can decide like how and where and when to shuffle, basically. Quite a lot of attack cards in the draw pile from the perspective of thinking about pillage. Right, it's 50-50. We've got a lot of energy right now. Flexbot looking kind of good. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Flexbot, and I'm gonna play the Pillage right now. Leaning towards not playing the Forgotten Ritual quite yet. I think we'll draw one card putting us at 9. Excuse me, putting us... Yeah, back to 9, sorry, replacing Pillage. Then we can draw one more. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay. So now we can Armaments Forgotten Ritual. Give us more damage. Let's shrug, see what we draw. Okay. All right, so how big can this slamming body get? So right now it's doing 18. So we can bring it up to 44 or actually 48 if we brand something, which is these two defends. So that's enough to be lethal here. So if we play a brand on this defend, for example, then defend, slam and body here. I think that'll be what we'll end up doing. Oh, we are weak. Oh, so actually no. It'll add less damage. I see. We're weak. We're so weak. Prismatic Gem is also a way worse boss reward than you thought. You're running silent with a basic draw and... No, I don't know. I've had pretty good luck with it. I think you want to make sure you're benefiting from the energy with your current deck. There are a lot of duds, though, with Osti attacks, things that involve star cost. You know, I think there's a lot of whiffs with Prismatic. just like Inspire 1. I could also thrash away the Body Slam. Meaning I brand the Strike, because we're going to be able to draw it next turn. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make this guy vulnerable, but we're actually going to hit someone else with the Thrash. We're going to hit here. Because I don't want to kill quite yet. Alright, so we're going to have to Havoc the Pommel Strike. That's fine. Found Thrash, which does 1 billion damage. I counted. It's 1 billion. And I guess let's defend and then thrash the back one. Not going to be able to kill before this guy resurrects no matter what. Okay, I was kind of hoping it would get rid of the strike. Or the ultimate strike. Yeah, so here we'll just bash defend. Oof. Havoc, hit something good? Okay. We can at least take out this guy and still full block. The thing is, we got so much block right now. Could play the brand at the end for 1 hit point. I think actually I want to keep the strike and Forgotten Ritual around. So don't actually need to hit this one, right? We are full blocking. I think still worthwhile though. And I think I'm gonna ultimate strike and thrash. We'll get rid of bash. So this guy's coming back. Come on, deck. Come on. So can't full block. Actually, can full block even if we hit that one. Let's try to do that, because I ideally want to kill him on the next shuffle. So let's ultimate strike and then thrash. Brand away the Forgotten Ritual. Probably won't need to. All we need to do is find an attack in our shuffle. Just one. We've got them. They are in the deck. All right. I guess we'll play him now. Oh, I guess we have... do not have lethal. So 14 plus 9. If we brand the Blood Wall, that'll give us 10, which will make this 15 plus 10, which is 25. I actually do have lethal. We have to brand the Blood Wall, strike, havoc, thrash. What a weird... Right, so we do this, gain the 1 strength, gain 3 strength? Oh, right, because brand gives more strength. Duh. So then we strike here. Need to make sure this is on the weak one. Ultimate strike, blap. All right. Pendulum, that's kind of nice. Still looking at Headbutt as an interesting card, but I think this is a skip. Right, like I still don't hate Headbutt. I think it actually becomes a little bit better with Thrash in the deck. Maybe that's something worth considering. Being able to play Thrash the second time in the first draw through of the deck is pretty valuable. Even if we find it early on in the first draw through of the deck, things like Pommel Strike, being able to put those back on top. Pretty good. Kind of helps us make sure we find the things that we need to be able to play them. It's interesting because I feel like Headbutt, you know, the kind of plays I'm talking about are very relevant in Spire 1 as well. But you kind of get a dual benefit from taking a Headbutt early on of making yourself better against Gremlin Knob. And I'm not sure how much my position on Headbutt is being tainted by that perspective. Right, so the overall valuation in Spire 1 is that it helps for the kind of the same type of things that I'm just describing here, of the mature deck value, where it's also just not offset by making your deck worse, where you need just like a damage common in Act 1. How much is that second factor contributing because it's irrelevant here? Maybe too much? We could have Forgotten Ritual, for example, that we want to put into our hand if we know that we've got like Offering and Havoc. I don't know. I think I'm going to grab the Headbutt. I at least want to see. Enchant an attack with Vigorous 8. We could enchant our Thrash with Vigorous 8. That's pretty good. That would mean that it would do pretty good damage the first time we play it, which I don't hate. 10 max HP is pretty good though. So losing the Beetlejuice potion versus 6 HP, those are all like pretty similar value to me right now. So it's a matter of 10 max HP versus the Vigorous 8 on the Thrash. Honestly, 10 max HP is pretty, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, so I'm gonna play the Rupture. Might play the Luminescence. Might not. Might just play the Fasten. Pass the turn. We don't need to do any extra damage on this round of combat. Alright, so I think I'm going to do the Luminescence, and then we're going to draw a bunch of extra cards, right? With the Centennial Puzzle. So I'm leaning towards Luminescence, Forgotten Ritual, then play the Offering. We can actually even still play the Bash. Thieving Hopper? Oh man. Yeah, it's a rough one. So I'm going to do Luminescence, Forgotten Ritual, Bash, and then play the Offering. Still get a full hand of cards. Have a ton of energy. Okay, we can headbutt something on top to Havoc. It's nice to see Slurgy, who knows his real name. It's Scott. Let's see. Can also headbutt something on top such that we pillage and only draw attacks. That's kind of nice. All right, so we could headbutt a Body Slam on top. We could play the Thrash. But then we're maybe gonna lose one of the cards we need. Thank you? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is, I don't know, this is a pretty interesting... We have 7 energy. God, I feel like I'm playing like old Life Coach a little bit. But these are kind of complicated turns. Complicated in a good way. It sounds crazy, but I might even brand away the Ascender's Bane. instead of like a defend. Defend's pretty good. This is going to give us a bunch of strength. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm gonna headbutt the body slam on top of all things. And then we're gonna pillage. Yeah, draw a bunch of cards. So we can upgrade it with armaments. We can play the Blood Wall with Havoc. I think I like doing that. And suddenly that's just a ton of damage, and he's just dead. Okay. Skip? Probably skip. Another Havoc is maybe fine, but not really needed. Or even wanted. I think there's enough like random hits for Havoc that maybe we are nervous about that. I think it's a skip. And probably can fight another elite. So it's either Entomancer or the Prism. Entomancer, kind of bad for the deck, but not terrible maybe. Prism is obviously, I think, pretty fine. Yeah. So fast and defend, and then maybe play the Thrash and just hope it hits the ultimate strike. I don't like hope as part of my plan. We have the weak pot. I mean, even if it hits regular strike, I guess that's still like fine. Hey. Let's weaken him. Taking 6 here is not bad. We can headbutt that on top, of course. Alright, Rupture looking pretty good, so I think we Armaments, then Rupture. Can gain a bunch of strength. We like gaining strength. We like gaining strength. So let's Armaments, Rupture. Maybe Shrug, see what we find. Because we can Luminescence. Okay. So Blood Wall gives us strength, but doesn't actually block for any. I think we like strength though. We want to try to get our Thrash and put it on top, maybe after he's... like after he's already vulnerable. Kind of asking a lot out of the deck right now. But Brand is good strength. Maybe I brand away the Havoc. Or just play the Havoc and see what happens. There's not really that many bad hits. I'd rather gain strength before I do it though. I'm gonna get rid of the brand. I'm gonna Blood Wall Havoc. Okay, just got rid of a daze. That's fine. Alright, let's Pommel Strike, see what we draw. Ooh, okay. Bash puts one more daze on top of the draw pile, which is actually good because then we can headbutt the Thrash and then play an Offering. That seems good to me. Alright, so we've got a nice draw lined up. So we can headbutt our Thrash, put it on top of the deck, an Offering. So this will do 39 by 2, and I'm pretty sure he's just dead, right? With the headbutt and the strike, yeah. So let's play those. Cool. Ooh, expect a fight and stampede. Stampede has the plus next to it. Do we have enough card draw for expect a fight to be good? It's not necessary for any. I mean, do I like Stampede? I'm not sure I do. It's okay. I think it would have been good in the deck early on, like definitely. It's maybe less good now. And I'm not sure if I like expect a fight or not. It's okay. Upgraded does go down to 1 cost. Does pretty okay with the Centennial puzzle. We've obviously got attacks that draw cards, things like that. We got like Offering. Kind of gets in the way in the fight against the Insatiable. And that might be enough to where I don't want it, because I think the Insatiable fight is actually like just sketchy as hell. It's such a brutal fight. I might even still want to rest even with 62 hit points. No, I think I'm going to skip. I think I'm going to skip. I don't think I need or want the expect to fight. And I am going to rest here. We need to make sure we're just like playing our attacks kind of no matter what against the Insatiable. This is a brutal fight. And even going at it with 93 hit points, I don't know that I feel that good. I've been bit by this fight plenty in the past. All right, let's pillage, see what we draw. Let's shrug, see what we draw. Let's fasten up and then not play our defends at all on this shuffle. I guess we've got 1. Big yikes energy. Big yikes. Not a good opening draw. Not at all. All right, let's think about what Havoc could hit. If it hit Bloodwall or Brand or Offering, we draw a bunch of cards. Hits Frantic Escape, we kind of don't care. If it hits one of these, the only one that's really bad is Headbutt, because we won't be able to play the Thrash again on this shuffle, but I think that's the only bad hit. I'll play the Havoc to open. Okay. So I'm gonna Luminescence to bash Pommel Strike, and we'll see what Thrash can hit. All right, just this strike, have to play that. So now we can block for 13, or we can play a Frantic Escape and block for 6. Either way, we'll get the Centennial puzzle, right? Alright, let's headbutt Thrash back on top. And we'll be able to put it back in the draw pile, which is good. And if I'm going to armaments, I guess I'd rather upgrade it. So I might brand the Blood Wall. And that'll put us down to 5 cards in hand. I kind of want to draw exactly 4. So maybe it is play the Offering now. Because I want to put this Thrash back in the draw pile. So if I play this Offering, we'll draw exactly 4 cards. We won't shuffle. Then we can play the Thrash and shuffle it back in. Seems good to me. So armaments seems like a good call here still. Probably just do that, then we can rupture, brand something away. We got the Forgotten Ritual to have just tons of energy. So I'm probably gonna brand a Strike. And then if Thrash hits the Body Slam, we're okay with it. Insane Killer 013, hello, hello. The Spire's treating you well so far. Frantic Escape doesn't upgrade, I want an armament. I know, right? Right? Yeah, I'm gonna brand away the Strike. We're gonna play the Blood Wall. Then we're gonna Frantic Escape, Ultimate Strike, and then Thrash the Body Slam. And now Thrash is back in the draw pile, and it is a big attack. So I had to do some very specific draw manipulation there. Havoc, what do you see? Shrug? Man. This is what I've found to be true in almost every damn time I've fought the Insatiable. My first shuffle and draw is absolute trash. It says 7 streak, so I assume good. Well, I mean, so far today, I haven't won a single one yet, but this is also the first one. Let's see. We need to headbutt some draw. We need to get this Thrash. I also have not played Beta Clad yet. This is not the beta. This is still current main branch patch. I'm gonna switch to the beta after the streak ends. Yeah, sorry. Main branch until Splat. So I'm still on the main branch. So what do I want to headbutt on top? I guess nothing really is that good. We don't have any draw, and that's what we need. I guess it's Havoc because it's at least neutral. So I'm gonna brand away, I guess, the Forgotten Ritual. Or I guess the Frantic Escape that costs 2. I mean, whatever. Yay, we get to play it, cool. And let's put the Havoc on top. And could play the Block Pot, or Calcum's already gonna block for 6. Alright, so there's the Thrash. Want to try to bash, though? So let's Pommel Strike. Oh, I don't have the energy. What am I doing? I guess that's fine. Actually. We can Havoc a defend. Thrash and kind of don't care what it hits. And should be able to kill him next turn, right? So we're just going to eat this attack. Any attack card? Technically any attack card. Ooh, boy. Dark Embrace, Cascade, and Barricade. Well. Dark Embrace? Probably Dark Embrace. We like Dark Embrace. We like embracing darkness. This deck likes embracing darkness. Act 3, Glory. Nuna Pepe, Serendipity Incarnate. Madness awaits at the top. Dawn, My Power, and Vanquish. You feel like there should be an extra act? The run ends right when you're starting to have extra fun? I think there probably will be eventually. There will be some sort of Architect act, I suspect, kind of like Act 4 Inspire 1. But who knows? For how about FNP fell from grace or God? What is FNP? FNP. Feel no pain. Feel no pain. Okay, sure. Yeah, feel no pain is worse. I don't know. It's still okay. All right, I like the early shop here. And I like the choices at the end from going this way. All three of these choices are pretty interesting. How do we feel about the two fights at the end? Pretty good, actually. I think pretty good. Are we infinite? It takes a long time to get there. The deck's not really quite there. I mean, Havoc and Brand. Actually, no. We kind of are. We kind of are, aren't we? We need to have the right cards in hand, because we can just sit there and do Havoc and Brand. And once the Dark Embrace is in play, I guess those are all 0 cost. We need to make sure we have like exactly the right cards in hand, which is either Pommel Strike plus either Shrug or Pillage. And we can be Havoc and Branding with the Dark Embrace in play. So we have a maybe infinite, but it kind of has to line up right. Someone on the Discord posted it was an early access patch 34, so pretty late in the process. Was the heart still added before the 1.0 release? Huh. I guess. I suppose that sounds right. I don't actually remember the exact timeline for Spire. I played it a bunch when it was, like, when the defect was very first added. And then just had as, like, a game I'd play in the background every once in a while. For like a few years. But I knew I really liked it and was looking forward to Spire 2. So, obviously during that time, as most of you know, I was playing Battle Brothers. Diamond Diadem is interesting. It is a way of gaining more block. There are some turns where maybe we can play 2 or fewer pretty strategically. I like this better if you also have like a Pocket Watch or something. When was this man not playing Battle Brothers is the real question. Well, I didn't play Battle Brothers. I think a lot of the people who have played Battle Brothers played it before I did. I'm out of water? Disaster. Enchanting all card rewards with Glam is kind of interesting, but I don't want to add many more cards to the deck is the thing. Right, thinking about the cards we would want to add to the deck, and even those that we would want to add, we almost don't want to have Glam. Right, so I'm thinking like, let's say we've got Second Wind on offer. We kind of don't want to have that have Glam, because we don't want randomness in the second time it would play after Dark Embrace is in play, for example. Same thing, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we want card rewards to have Glam. Marking fights to have 1 HP, I guess maybe is like kind of cozy. It's not so unreasonable to go through the act in a different path because we can hit up this shop instead. I like the super end of act shop alongside the early one. So I really do like this path. Mark 7 random combats. How many are there total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 25. So it's somewhere between a third and a fourth of all combats. And it feels very unlikely that the Diamond Diadem gains us too much value. We really can play a lot of cards, right? Like Havoc double plays cards. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a fur coat. All right, let's see what this looks like now. So both of these elites got down to 1 hit point. I feel like the elites is like just a given, right? So we can go through like this. Loop this way. We only have one real fight against elites. That's this one. Yeah, I guess it's just this. Could also go along this right side. But I think this is fine. All right. Bye. Potion of Binding. Actually, I think we want to keep the Ash Water. Ash Water with Dark Embrace. We want to take this all the way to the very end. I think this is a skip. We don't need to add a Shrug. Not even a Shrug Plus. Alright, so let's brand a Defend? Or brand the Ultimate Strike, maybe. Draw some cards. Yeah, I'm gonna ditch the Ultimate Strike. Forgotten Rituals here. So let's get it so that we're drawing 5 cards with Offering. So let's do Forgotten Ritual, Luminescence Offering. Guess we didn't have to do the Luminescence, right? And Cry Havoc. That's not what we wanted. Let's Pommel Strike, see what we draw. Shrug, see what we draw. Okay. Powers, hello. Just gonna bash, then pillage. So we can do 14 with the Thrash. We'll lose the strike. That's fine. So we're getting hit for 26. Don't need to play the Blood Wall, I suppose. Don't have Rupture in play, because, you know. Garbage. Garbage. Alright, might just Dark Embrace and then put the Thrash on top. Gain the 6 block from Orichalcum. Yeah, I could use the Block Potion, which would let us play the Armaments, which lets us play Rupture for 1. Excuse me, the Dark Embrace for 1. Did I say Rupture? Still upgrades the same, right? Yeah, okay. I guess it's Block Pot. Just to use it, really. And put the Thrash on top. Pop, 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 pop. Brand to draw a card. What a mess. It's a lot of health to lose in this fight. So this will draw us a card, which I think we want. Wow. Ugh, gross. Skip? I think we skip. Gotta be kind of careful about Havocing. For the fights where it matters. In the fights where it doesn't matter, we don't need it. I'm gonna skip. A shop! We can go shopping. Card remove, we like card remove. Production, do we like production? I don't think we need production. Lantern is fine. Punch Dagger is cute, but not necessary. We like being part of a boat, but I don't think we need to be part of a boat. Fiendfire can be cute and fun, but not actually necessary for us to pull off our infinite with Dark Embrace and then Brand and Havoc. It's just card remove. Get rid of a strike. And I think just move on. Okay, let's Dark Embrace and then Brand the Bash? Or would I rather Brand the Ultimate Strike? It'd be nice to have some form of vulnerable that wasn't Bash in the deck, wouldn't it? Maybe I Brand the Ultimate Strike. Alright, let's Offering, see what we draw. I guess let's play a different card first. Maybe the Fasten? Okay, so there's our Forgotten Ritual. We can Armaments that bad boy. So keeping in mind that we do still have Headbutt in the draw pile, we can make our Thrash real big by thrashing the old Slammin' Body. game. That's not how I wanted it. Yeah, I don't even think it's a... I mean, I think even if I had considered that option, I don't think I would have... I mean, whatever. Oh god. Alright, and we skip. Frog Knight. Just Havoc. See what it hits. Rupture. Luminescence then offering. Okay. Dark Embrace is here. Our good old friend Thrash is here. Yeah, we got some good stuff here. So let's Dark Embrace. And then brand... Bloodwall? Or do I want to do it on the defend? Maybe the defend. Alright, so we have Thrash and Headbutt. Let's see what Pommel Strike draws first. So let's Thrash and see what disappears. Unless it makes more sense to pillage first. Maybe it does. Okay. Okay. So we can Thrash here and then Shrug. Actually, won't even need to Shrug. It'll just automatically draw. But I guess it puts itself in its discard pile, huh? So I guess just Bloodwall here. Gonna take a little damage. Headbutt the Thrash. And let's pillage it. Havoc something, brand, okay. So actually we have lethal here. And skip. Looks like a skip to me. We don't need these. Ashen Strike would have been good like a really long time ago. Oh, hi Soul Nexus. Bye Soul Nexus. Regen Pod, I think we keep the Heart of Iron. Tiny Mailbox, doesn't do that much for us. Dominate doesn't do much. Rupture doesn't really do much. This is just a skip. Red Mask, what a great relic. We don't even have to not get mugged to claim it. All right, this fight could be a little bit of a rough one. So probably we'll end up using this Heart of Iron here in this fight. Let's Dark Embrace and then Luminous. Forgotten Ritual, then play a bunch of stuff. And we'll go ahead and use the Heart of Iron. Have at thee! More or less okay with whatever Havoc hits. guess there are some things we kind of don't want it to hit. But nothing that's like totally debilitating. Yeah, that one's just like not full value. So let's armaments. Maybe we thrash before we brand. No, let's brand before we thrash. And let's get rid of the strike. And pillage. Okay, thrash will just happen to hit the ultimate strike. How about? That's not how it went down. So let's do Fasten, and then I'm deciding between the Ultimate Strike and the Rupture. Obviously, this is more damage overall in the course of the fight, but it's just to get this out of the draw pile. I think I'll do the Fasten and Ultimate Strike. We're burning. Alright, let's just Thrash here. Almost kind of wanted to hit the Bash, but I guess it's fine whatever it hits. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine whatever it hits. That remains true. And maybe armaments to upgrade the Forgotten Ritual and then pillage? I think so. Alright, and then just bash Ultimate Strike and we'll take a little bit of damage. I want to hang on to the Ashwater for the boss fight. And we are fastened up, so looks like next turn will probably be okay. Alright, let's... I guess just Havoc. Always fasten up. Alright, let's bash, then Havoc. Goodbye, burn. Okay. Now that he's vulnerable, we need to find our Thrash. We're burning. So we got 51, 37. $51 twice, right? So 100. No, we're good. We're just gonna brand this and we're good. Meat on the bone. Demon form is here, but I don't think we even take it. Demon form is kind of too slow. I think it's just a skip. Didn't realize Slurgy was a master of box beating. Did I do some beatboxing? I'm a musical dude. The guitar's not even in the background right now. It's right there. You can't see it, but my guitar is there. Well, I guess I have a few guitars in this room. Several, actually, 5. I have 5 guitars visible to me right now. None visible to you. I'm gonna skip. Okay. And it plays all at the same time? Sure do. I do have 5 appendages. All right. Musically well armed. Musically well armed. Carter move's still good. Got the Gorget, Dolly's Mirror, Feel No Pain, all kind of looking okay. Secret Technique also. I actually might like Secret Technique more than the Carter move. I kind of feel like maybe I do. The Secret Technique gets us through the deck faster than the Carter move in the average case. Sweet Susie just came to join. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. So if I grabbed the Secret Technique, what else would I do with our money? I guess nothing. I guess nothing. I guess nothing. Just Secret Technique. Just Secret Technique. Honorable mention for Feel No Pain. Like... No. Alright, so let's upgrade something here. And it's probably Dark Embrace. We'd hate to be in a position where we're like drawing with Pommel Strike and Pillage and we find the Dark Embrace and we can't play it. Like making this cost 1 is actually kind of important. It's a pretty important card for the boss fights. So here we actually want to take 2 damage, which should be pretty easy to do. Right, so we can Secret Technique a Offering, take a little bit of damage to get the value from Meat on the Bone. And then we'll have enough attacks to just kill him. We'll make them upgraded attacks. Plop, plop, plop. Meat on the Bone. Do you find the upgrades that reduce cost to be the most important ones? Oh, it's so situational. It's so situational. I don't know that I can give like a good answer to that. No, not in general, but yes, sometimes. Which I realize is a not useful answer or not simple answer that you might want, but I think it's the accurate one. All right, let's brand a defend, actually. So much of this game is it depends, which is frustrating for new players, but a lot of that, yeah, exactly. Alright, so Dark Embrace is here, Forgotten Rituals here, Ruptures here, Secret Techniques here. What sort of secret techniques would we want? Oh, armaments? Let's see. Armaments. It's our secret technique. And Mummified Hand made Blood Wall cheaper. So if we get down to 52 hit points... we can heal back up 12. How likely is that to happen? Like a medium amount. Oh, I should have played the Rupture first. Whoops. That was a whoopsie. And no matter what this hits, we'll get to play our full everything. Plop. Alright, so if we can get down to 52 hit points, that's kind of what we're looking to be at. For optimal... whatever. Optimal health value. Which would mean either taking a little bit of damage or letting him hit us for 5. So if we thrash, we can Forgotten Ritual. Plop, plop. Let's just see what Havoc does. That wasn't useful. Let's see. So... if we want him to hit us for 5, without upgrading, we can block for 12. Which... kind of hard to do exactly. It doesn't have to be exact. We could also just Blood Wall and lose little health that way. Brand. I guess that's still not quite getting us there. Let's just see what this goes. Bash? Let's just bash and then defend. So I could kill him here. I'd rather kill him next turn. Just kill him next turn. That way we can Blood Wall or Brand. Brand is actually perfect. Great. So now Meat on the Bone is active. A little small optimization, but it I think kind of matters because this boss gauntlet I think is gonna cost us hit points both fights. Is True Grit actually good? I think True Grit Plus is good. I think we actually want to add that to the deck. And now here I'm going to rest because these fights are going to cost us HP to be able to go through them. I won't say smoothly. If we were to rest, that would actually heal us to the point where the blood potion could be expended, but I don't think I do. I think we just rest and we'll probably end up dropping whatever potion the mailbox gives us. Most likely. Is there anything that's really valuable to upgrade? Not really. I think we just rest. And skip the attack pot. These other 2 potions are just going to be better. Just going to be better. Alright, Thrash, Pillage, and Body Slam are upgraded. Right? Is that the other one's not? Yeah. Alright, Blood Wall, see what we draw. Secret Technique is here. Which could grab us our Offering just to get through our deck faster. I think that's what we want. So is there anything that would be terrible to hit with Havoc? Nothing terrible. Forgotten Ritual would be the worst, but I think the deck can play through without it. Okay, Fasten. So let's Luminesce and then Offering to full draw. Pillage became free. Dark Embrace is here. You love to see it. We obviously embrace the darkness. Defend became free. Cute. And let's Brand. Let's get rid of a strike. Yeah, probably strike. Pillage, see what we draw. Forgotten Ritual. Shrug, see what we draw. Bash. Let's Bash, then Forgotten Ritual. Then Thrash. Okay. Got rid of the one we kind of didn't want it to get rid of, but that's fine. So then, Rupture, Defend, Ultimate Strike. Totally fine. We can even still defend even more. Wow, look at us go. Alright, so we are now bound with some big meaty bindings. So let's True Grit. Probably the Armaments, not the Defend, now that we're fastened up. And then Pommel Strike. Thrash draws us cards, gets us through the deck a little bit faster for second shuffle. I think we kind of want that. But might just block a bunch. You are mine! Alright, so let's Brand away the Ultimate Strike. True Grit away a Defend. I guess instead of the Forgotten Ritual, probably better to Shrug and Pillage. That way we guarantee we find the Havoc. Maybe don't care about that. Maybe we'd rather just Forgotten Ritual than Pillage. Gonna take a ton of damage here. I guess no matter what, we get to play the Blood Wall, so that's not so bad. I'm gonna Pillage just in case Havoc finds something we want to play with the Dark Embrace. And it did. Okay, so we can, let's Brand the Shrug first. True Grit the Bash. And played both Defends. Deck is getting thin to the point where we're very close to just simply executing an infinite with Pommel Strike, Forgotten Ritual, Pillage, but we do need the draw to be right, which is pretty unlikely here against this queen. All right, let's Pommel Strike, see what we draw. Still hit the Amalgam. Totally happy to Havoc here. Is that true? I think that's true. Yes. So we can make it so Thrash gets pretty big. It's Forgotten Ritual. Defend Thrash? Or maybe I'd rather pillage first. Because I kind of want the Thrash to hit the body slam. So the only way to guarantee that is to pillage, find the pommel strike. Okay, let's think about this. Kind of need to be a little bit careful. Or do I want to try to just go into... trying to make it so pommel strike and pillage are the two playable ones that remain? That would be better. It have to be Forgotten Ritual and pillage. And pommel strike that are not bound by the Queen's chains, which is maybe too hard to pull off. I think we want to leave cards in hand, that way we can Ashwater strategically if we get a nice draw. So I think the play is actually not to exhaust anything further. Just play the pillage. Shuffle here. No. That isn't quite it, so let's pommel strike. There, that can be a good card that we draw at the start. Because it's the first three cards you draw that are going to get bound. Got it. All right, Infinite is here. Right, so we just need to Ashwater these three cards. And we're there. We'll draw these three. And we just need to be careful about the specific order that we play it. All right, so let's play the Ashwater. So the order is... we need to play... let's just ultimate, triple, mega, giga, super check this. So we need both Forgotten Ritual and Pillage to be in the discard pile when we play Pommel Strike, and then Pillage always to grab Pommel Strike, right? Right, so to go through the cycle to make sure things that I'm thinking are guaranteed are truly guaranteed. We've Forgotten Ritual, we Pillage, we play the Forgotten Ritual. We Pommel Strike. Then we Pillage. Yeah. Oh, and I guess we have the Pendulum, which maybe makes it so we don't have to do it this very specific way. That might be true, but I'm still going to play it very carefully. So basically, as long as I just always play Pommel Strike last and always play Pillage if I see it, I think that's the way that this has to work. See you in 12 minutes. Yeah, true. True. Again, I think with the Pendulum, it's actually maybe possible to do this differently. But I don't know exactly how Pendulum works, if it procs before or after the card goes to the discard. Is that even relevant? I'm not... I don't know. I don't know. I know that this is working, so I'm going to keep clicking these buttons in exactly this sequence, in exactly this way. We don't have to think about any weird fringe interactions with, like, I don't know. Keep our lives simple. All right, test subject C83. Dark Embrace is here. We like that. This is a good way to open. Is there anything we don't want to hit with Havoc? Like really, really don't want to hit? The worst would be Shrug to make that part of the infinite combo. But we'd have to be pretty low on hit points for that to matter. I'm going to play that. Okay, goodbye, Sender's Bane. So let's Blood Wall. Okay, I guess we'll defend Forgotten Ritual, then Offering. Go infinite on the first turn. Well, we might. We might. So let's headbutt the Pommel Strike on top. Or excuse me, Havoc. Because this will full draw. Armaments is here. We kind of want to... Secret Technique. Is this upgrade the same? Let's look. Just getting rid of Exhaust. Yeah, okay. Wanted to make sure that was the same as Spire 1. It is. So let's Secret Technique, Brand? So let's get rid of Bash. We're not gonna go infinite on this first turn. Okay, here we just want to do a bunch of damage. So we'll do this defend. I realize we're making him stronger, but I think we'll kill him next turn for sure. We'll kill him this turn almost for sure. This works pretty well, actually. So unfortunately, we can't thrash to... Yeah, a little bit awkward. Let's... trigger away this strike, see what we get. Shrug. All right, let's play the Pommel Strike. And let's Shrug to try to find either Brand or Havoc. It's neither. Don't want to Havoc the Forgotten Ritual. So we could headbutt something else on top and then Havoc that. So let's put a... True Grit on top, actually, to... Yeah, let's put the True Grit on top. Then we'll Havoc the True Grit, which will hit the armaments, which will draw a few more cards. Yeah, I like that. So let's do this to True Grit. Havoc the True Grit, which will exhaust armaments, which will draw 2 cards, which will let us Brand the Defend, which will let us play the Blood Wall. I guess I could exhaust the Body Slam, too. Get 1 wound. Which I think is fine because we actually still have the Havoc. And Brand. Okay, so let's Brand this wound. Pommel Strike, see what we get. Let's headbutt the wound on top, excuse me, the Brand on top. Play the Forgotten Ritual, then Shrug. Brand a defend. Okay, we're getting close. Ow! So we can actually hit pillage and that's fine. So no matter what thrash hits, this is actually fine. This doesn't matter. Yeah, we're getting strong. Getting strong. So we can kill here. Okay, so we can play the Forgotten Ritual. And we can Havoc. Because no matter what we hit, it's actually fine. Okay, got rid of Headbutt. So Headbutt is gone. So this is what we're putting on top of our draw pile. I guess Forgotten Ritual? I don't know. All right, make sure we got our Shrug, which we will. Wow. Yeah. We have energy. We're defending. Look at us go. Okay. So let's start with a Shrug. Let's brand away the Thrash. I think we're done with that. And we can't Havoc because we can't hit the Forgotten Ritual. So let's do this. Now we really can't Havoc. So we're just going to take a big attack here. Take a sip of some blood. Bad draw. Plop. Okay, we can brand the ultimate strike. So let's do so. And cannot Havoc. So let's do the thing that draws us more cards to see if we can. Still cannot. Shrug. There we go. So we can Havoc away a defend. That's totally fine. Actually, let's play the Forgotten Ritual first. And then let's brand a wound. Got there. All right, so the infinite is in place. We just need to... Actually, he's going to put 5 status cards in our deck. Oh, that's annoying. He's going to put the 5 burns in the deck? Oh, this is so annoying. This is so annoying. Oh, no. I know, we do have lethal this turn. Ah! But like, we could die next turn is the thing. Oh my god. All right, how's everyone doing? What's up? Anyone got a cool story? All right, so that does work. So we can actually Forgotten Ritual Pommel Strike. Or like, we just whatever, we're fine. This Pendulum draws us extra cards. All right, so I think we can just hit the 5 button, and I think that just always will work. And is there any way this can not be energy positive? I don't think so, because it's upgraded. Or no. But yeah, I don't want to have the 5 wounds to be put in the deck and then be given like a terrible draw. So I'm going to do this... let's see, so the average number of clicks, right? So we have to do all 3. Hit 237, so I guess that times 3. So we're basically looking at, you know, a solid like 700 cards that need to be played, approximately. But on the plus side, I can just do it like this. Alright, so entertain me. You had a nice and lean deck with a lot of front-loaded damage, but during this last phase, you had too much junk in your deck and didn't have enough damage before you completely clogged your deck. Yeah, I'm surprised you've died to this guy for the first time. He's pretty brutal. This boss fight costed you 1/100th of your mouse life? Yeah, pretty much. Well, look at all the block we have. Calipers would be good here. Just body slam him next turn. Would body slam end it? No, because he's intangible right now. Which is why the pommel strike's only doing 1 damage. So that is the missing piece there. Backseating. What's your best tips for a noob silent? You're 0 and 8. If you see a card that says the keyword Sly on it, grab that one. And if you see a card that draws and discards, grab that too. Acrobatics is like an S tier card. So I would say if you're struggling with silent, just grab acrobatics. If you're on the live patch instead of the beta branch, prepared for sure. And then any cards that say Sly, and you'll have a hard time making something that doesn't work. Silent also just like benefits from playing really defensively. So, you know, footwork is really good, and putting, you know, noxious fumes footwork type stuff, even without Sly, also still works. Right, that's all very good. I think you want to play more defensively than the other characters in general. Wait a turn? No, I don't want him to put 5 statuses in the deck. Technically, I don't know if it's, yeah, I think like technically we could lose, actually. Literally get like the worst shuffles possible. So I'm gonna keep the streak alive, and we're gonna do this. Right, like there could be, I don't know, I'd have to think about it a little bit. I don't know if he puts the burns on your draw pile or in your discard. But like, for example, like a card like Havoc, we can't just play haphazardly because we need both of the Pommel Strike and Shrug to exist for this to be possible. So there's a world where we get like the worst draw. And like we have Havoc, but we can't play it, we can't draw cards. I don't know, I can conceive of a situation that seems reasonably possible for it to fail, so. This is why you've unlocked the console? I mean, fair enough. Science says block can only be 999, yeah. Same as Spire 1. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I know this will work, so I'm just gonna do it. That's true. Austin can only be 999,999,999. Austin overpowered. All right, we're making some progress, right? Like he's at 1/3 health. I will say I do appreciate now knowing that this pendulum is here for us, which means I can be really lazy about how I do this, such that Shrug can draw 2 cards. Which is kind of nice. 122 energy, Whirlwind would be good here. Whirlwind would be good here. Whirlwind would be good here. I hear you, Mango. You want to go outside? You're gonna have to wait another 5 minutes, bud. He's not amused. All right, I'll give my fingers a moment of a break from carpal tunnel. I'm gonna let Mango outside. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. I decided that I also wanted to go to the bathroom. So. But yeah, technically lethal is in fact the best form of lethal. This would be a funny YouTube vid. Would it? Is this funny? Yes, in a way. What are you watching? Yeah, I'm sorry, Crackalack. Honestly, I dislike infinite combos that became the default meta and cheapens the experience, and the devs agree. Oh, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I'm looking forward to playing the beta branch. Like, absolutely. Though this is technically, I guess Forgotten Ritual was given. I think infinite combos will still happen sometimes in the beta branch, for sure. And I like that they not only made it more difficult to execute for regular fights, but I think the Doormaker change is great. And you could still have a deck that has like potential to go infinite. I think especially on Ironclad against non-Doormaker, but still need like a bunch of just like value cards just like in the draw pile. So but yeah, I think infinites are fine, just should not be that easy. They should be rare, right? In Slay the Spire 1, I don't know, like what number of runs or what percentage of runs gets to go infinite? Maybe 1 out of 100? Maybe it's more frequent than that, I'm not sure. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. The fact that I had to take break in the middle of this is something. Depends on the character and watcher quite a few. Well, that's true. That's true. Get rushed down on floor 2. Realize you've won the run. Realize you have to play through the whole run. 3, 2, 1. Got him. Looked pretty tangible to me. I pity you. Me too. I also pity me. Return to the bottom Ironclad. Pop. All right. Hi, Slurgy, please give poor C83 a one-shot. He must be so embarrassed. Yeah, so embarrassed. All right, we can update the stream title. Streak 8. We can update the streak count. Going up to 8. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really like the, I don't know. I like the Beat of Death and Time Eater. And to an extent, Woke Bloke. Like, Woke Bloke doesn't stop like infinite, but I don't know. Woke Bloke stops some stuff that's infinite adjacent. I will refuse to elaborate. Anyway, streak is now up to 8. So let's keep doing randoms. Let's see, what is the overall stats? We've done, let's see, 2 Ironclad, 1 Defect, 1 Regent, 1 Silent, and 3 Necrobinder.